Okay, this is your second session for workshop Kangaroo Maths. Last session on Wednesday. For those yang coming, dah discuss the set of question from 2020. Okay. And then Madam dah bagi you all the soft copy. Maybe ramai yang tak sempat try dulu sebelum datang workshop. Ke ada yang dah try? Okay. Basically dalam session hari ni, kita takkan go through all the question because question ada banyak, 24 total ke 25? Ada 24 to 25. Basically Kangaroo Maths competition ni, you are having 75 minutes to answer the question. The question, it depends on the category. So your category is 24 question. 24 ke? 21 to 20, 20 to 25. Tapi you all punya rasanya 24. Kan? 24 untuk the student paper. Okay. And then one thing you have to make sure is calculator is not allowed. So memang the calculation yang you all boleh fikir logically. Okay. Hari ni Madam akan divide two session. The first session Madam start first, Madam Balkis. And then the second session Madam Nuraini. Okay, the last session tu supposedly Madam provide you all the recording tapi tak sempat lagi masuk dalam YouTube. Later Madam bagi ada. Sebab tak ramai yang boleh datang kan. Okay, this paper yang Madam akan share ni, you have the explanation actually. Dah siap-siap ada explanation dah supaya senang nak faham. Okay, so Madam akan go through the odd numbers question. Hari tu Sir Alias ada explain tak where you are having 3 difficulty level. The easiest is 3 marks or 3 points, which is question 1 until 10. So kalau nak warm up question boleh start buat 1 sampai 10 dulu. And then the moderate question is 4 marks, which is 4 points. Usually question 11 to 20. And then the difficult level is 21 until 24. Okay. So nanti boleh aim lah untuk the real competition punya question. Which one you nak focus on. Okay, let's look at question number 1 first. Okay, we read the question first. You all prefer English ke Malay ni? English, okay. So Paula, weather app shows a diagram of the predicted weather and maximum temperature for the next 7 days as shown below. So this is the shown diagram in your question. Usually dia akan ada diagram untuk bagi you clear understanding of that question. Which of the following represents the corresponding graph of maximum temperature? Okay, corresponding graph of the maximum temperature. Ini logic question. Biasanya kalau logic question tu students boleh nampak lah logically because you don't have any calculation for this question. Okay, so kalau you tengok the apps ni, they're starting from -1, the temperature, followed by -4, 0, 0, 3, -3 and -5. That is the maximum temperature for that particular tempat lah, particular country. Okay. So question asks which graph that you have that represent that diagram. Okay. So which graph represent that diagram? So cara nak jawab is, okay, look at all this graph. You look at all this graph. First, yang tips untuk jawab yang senang adalah you cancel out the wrong graph. For example, okay, if you look at this value, which one having the maximum value? Yang mana maximum? Tuesday, which is 3 degrees Celsius, right? 3 degrees Celsius, okay? And then from the graph given, kalau you perasan dia ada berapa dots tu? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it represents the number of days given in that diagram. 7 days. So they represent 7 days. Okay. So if you look at graph number 1, kita go through one by one graph. Graph number 1. The first temperature showing -1, but the second one is -4. So dia reduce ke dia increase? Decrease or increase? -1 to -4. From -1 to -4. Decrease. Okay, dia punya temperature is decreasing. So is it decreasing for these first 2 days? No. Okay, so you cancel out this question, this answer. Boleh terus cancel. Okay. And then question, answer B. Answer B, is it decreasing? Yes, decreasing. So these two pattern is correct. But if you look at the next one, -4 to 0, increasing or decreasing? Increasing. So is it increasing? No. So boleh cancel. So this is not your answer. Okay. Itu cara menjawab lah, cara menjawab for kangaroo sebab kadang-kadang dia fikir logik je. Okay. And then if you look at the last one ni. The last one. Tak buat kan? -1 to -4 betul decrease, and then to 0 increase. 0 to 0 constant. So constant. And then 3 increase, betul. Okay, abang tu sini betul. Then -3, 3 to -3. Decrease, betul tak decrease? Betul. Ada selari yang kosong, yes. Cuba you tengok ni, dia dah buat parallel line tu. So this is -3. This one is 0, 0. So salah lah. Dia tak boleh selari. Okay, so kena tengok overall graph. So that is not your answer also. Okay, so which one is the answer? Pattern dia decreasing, and then increasing, constant, increase again, decrease and decrease. The lowest one is -5. Okay, so this one is not the answer. So this is your answer. Biasanya soalan nombor 1 sampai 5 dia warm up. Okay, boleh? Number 1. Okay. Number 3. And then madam cover the odd numbers only. Okay, number 3. Look at number 3. A large square, tapi macam nak suruh you try dulu. Tak apalah, kita baca soalan dulu. A large square is divided into smaller squares as shown. Okay, this is the total number of circle and square that you have. A shaded circle is inscribed inside each of the smaller square. So each of the smaller square you have the circle shaded. What proportion of the area of the large square is shaded? What is the question asked for? What proportion of the area of the large square is shaded? So dia nak proportion. Proportion apa? Pecahan lah. Pecahan. Pecahan ataupun nisbah. Pecahan luas kawasan berlori. Pecahan luas kawasan berlori. Means that you have to find the proportion luas kawasan berlori over by luas square. Luas the big square. Okay, faham soalan? Soalan yang you dapat dia akan ada dua language ni. So it's up to you nak baca soalan in English or in Malay. Okay, soalan faham Nak share dulu ke nak explain? Explain terus. Okay, number 3 mari explain dulu. Okay, look at the diagram given ni. Ada how many size of circle? 3, okay. The smallest one ada how many? The smallest one you have 4 circle, the smallest one. The moderate size, 3 circle. So let's say moderate size to we denote as B. Okay. So this is the moderate size, and then the biggest circle is C. Only you have 1 circle. Okay. So, biasanya kita akan use notation. Kalau dia tak bagi value, you use any letter to represent that particular diagram lah. Okay. So, for this question asks the proportion. So, when you want to find the proportion, you have to, proportion is nisbah lah. Okay. So, nisbah circle over by the square. Circle over by the square. Okay. So, this is the total circles area. Total circle area. So you have to recall the area of circle formula. Do you remember? Dekat sekolah ada belajar kan? Ataupun dekat UA dah ambil Maths 2? Tak ambil Maths 2? Medic tak ambil. Tapi dah cover tak in SPM? So what is the formula for area of circle? Pi r squared. Okay. So this one given to you. The notes here is the area of the circle, which is pi r squared. So what to do with that area of circle? Okay. So this one, let's say the question didn't give you any value. So we just let the value. For example, okay, I'm going to besarkan sikit diagram ni. Okay, for example, this diagram, you have the divider ni kan? You have the divider. So when you divide the square ni into 5 times 5 parts, let's say this is the divider of the square. Okay, so how many equal small square? Ada berapa tu? Smaller square. 5 times 5 is 25. So you are having actually 25 smaller square. Okay, kena faham that concept dulu. So let's say we represent the distance of the one smaller square is x. Okay, let's say kita represent as x because we don't know the value. Question don't give you any value. Okay, so let's say this is x and then we let x as any numbers. The easiest one is 1 lah. The easiest one is 1. So let's say we let x here as 1. X here as 1. Okay, so this one you have 1, this one also 1, this one also 1. So the smaller square, the distance of the diameter tu is equivalent to 1. Okay, this is your diameter kan? Diameter of the smaller square. Okay, that one, understand? The smaller square, the diameter is 1. Okay, what happened to the moderate size of circle tu? Yang B ni. What is the diameter of B? The diameter of B is 2. This is the diameter of circle B, which is 2. So this is 2, this is 2, this is also 2. So we just let the value. Okay, and then the largest circle. What happened to the largest circle? What is the diameter? 3. How you get 3? Because tadi you dah divide into 5 similar size, okay, of square. So this one is covering 2 smaller size. This one is 3 smaller size. So this is 3, this is 2. So the diameter of the circle here is 3. Okay, got the idea? Okay. Then what else you need to do? Yang you nak cari apa sekarang ni? Total circle area, because the question asks you the proportion. So macam mana? How can you find the area of all these circles? Okay. So we go one by one. How can you find this area? Square minus all the circle. Square, this one, the biggest square. Minus. Why you have to minus all the circle? Sure. Kalau you minus this bigger square with all the shaded circle ni, you akan dapat the unshaded area lah. You akan dapat the unshaded area. So soalan nak apa? Soalan nak proportion. So you have to know the concept of proportion is actually what? The question asks the proportion of the area of the large square is shaded. Okay. So yang question nak adalah proportion of the circle ni, proportion of all the circles divided by the area of the square. Proportion dia mesti division. Okay. Bukan you minus that is the division. Ataupun kalau nak tulis dalam bentuk nisbah, A nisbah B. Ataupun circle nisbah square. Okay. That is proportion. You have to know the concept of proportion baru boleh jawab this pattern of question. Okay. Then your task right now is to find the area of the smaller circle first. How to find the area of the smaller circle? What is the formula just now? So kita nak cari area A dulu. A is pi r squared. Okay. What is your r value? 1. Sure 1? 0.5. 1 tu is what? Diameter. Yes. So dia punya formula is radius kan? That is not diameter. So 0.5 or 1/2. So pi 1/2 squared. Okay. That is the area for A. What is the area for B? Ini letak kat bawah lah. Okay, what is the area for B? The same formula, B, pi r squared. What is your R for circle B? 1. Is it 1? Ini circle B Circle B diameter is 2, so the radius will be 1. So pi 1 squared. That is the area for circle B. And then what happened to the circle C? The same formula, pi r squared. What is your R? 1.5. Okay. Biasanya kita tulis in fraction because you don't have calculator. So susah nak darab 1.5 times another 1.5. Okay. So better to have 3/2 square. Okay, boleh? Then how many A do you have in that diagram? 4. So darablah. 4 times pi 1/2 square. Okay, this is the area of the circle. The circle area. Okay, that is for the smaller circle plus how many size B circle? 3. So 3 times pi r squared. Pi r squared. Pi 1 squared. Plus how many C size circle? 1 only. So you have pi 3/2 squared. Okay. Can you calculate manually? Ni nampak je susah tapi senang je ni. 1/2 squared is 1/4. So boleh cancel dengan 4 yang ni kan? So boleh cancel terus 4 dengan 4. So tinggal pi only. Then the second one plus 3 pi. The last one 9/4 pi. 9/4 pi. And then since you are having 3 things, so samakan denominator. Yang ni over 1 darab dengan 4, yang ni pun darab dengan 4. Yang ni pun over 1 darab dengan 4. The numerator part also you have to multiply with 4. Boleh ke congak ke nak kena tulis? Boleh congak ke? So 4 pi plus 12 pi, yes, plus 9 pi over by 4. So berapa ni? 25/4. 25 pi over by 4. Okay. That is the answer for the circle. Ni baru circle. Apa lagi yang belum cari? Area of the square. That one simple je lah. Area of the square is 25. This is 5 times another 5. So area of the square is actually square. Alamak, tak keluar pula. Square is 5 times 5, which is 25. So you want to find the proportion just now. So how to find the proportion? You have to divide lah. Proportion is the division. So area of the circle, 25 pi over by 4, divide by area of the square, 25. So what is your answer? Can you cancel out 25? You can cancel out 25. So your answer will be pi over 4. So dia kena faham konsep diagram and also proportion. Dan kalau you tak ingat formula circle tu tak boleh buat lah. Okay, number 3. Clear? Okay, number 3 clear. Number 5. Number 5 ni pakai logik je. Cuba baca dulu. Kita baca sama-sama, nanti dia bagi you time to think. Sebab this is no calculation at all. After the storm last night, the flagpole, what is flagpole? Kalau tak tahu boleh tengok kat sini. Tiang bendera sekolah kami condong selepas ribut kuat semalam. Bahasa Melayu dia kan? Tiang bendera sekolah kami condong selepas ribut kuat semalam. Tiang bendera is the flagpole. On our school building is leaning over. Looking from northwest. What is northwest? Barat laut. Ingat lagi tak? Geografi. Utara, selatan, timur, barat, barat laut, timur laut. Dia kena recall yang direction tu. Looking from the northwest, its tip is to the right of its bottom point. Apa maksud dia tu? Punya ayat kadang-kadang susah nak faham. That's why ada Malay language sekali provided. Jika dilihat dari arah barat laut, hujung atas tiang terletak di sebelah kanan hujung bawah tiang. Maksudnya bila you pandang tiang bendera tu, hujung belah atas yang condong tu di belah kanan. Boleh imagine tak? You pandang, contoh ni barat laut, bila you pandang, hujung yang condong tu adalah belah kanan. Hujung yang bawah. Dia condong ke sini lah. Dari arah barat laut. Dari arah barat laut. Kalau tak guna mikrofon, tak dengar dalam Teams ni. Okay? So, what you need to do is, you have to draw. Okay, cuba lukis dulu. Dekat mana you punya barat laut? Soalan dia ada diagram tak? Tak ada kan? Ada diagram tiang tu je kan? So daripada diagram tiang tu, cuba you buat yang mana utara, selatan, timur, barat. Okay, so right now is barat laut. So daripada barat laut, its tip is to the right of its bottom point, and then looking from east, this is another information. Looking from east is what? Timur. Okay, daripada timur pula, its tip is also to the right of its bottom point. Sama je, kalau you pandang dari arah barat laut, hujung condong tu belah kanan basic tiang dia. Kalau you pandang daripada arah timur pun sama. So which diagram represent your answer? Alamak dah tertunjuk jawapan pula. Okay, try to imagine first. Kalau boleh lukis lah. Itu barat laut. Barat laut, barat laut. Dia kena imagine. Kalau susah nak berimajinasi, dia kena ada pensel yang mewakili tiang. Cuba buat demo kat kawan sebelah. Dekat mana tiang condong tu? Ada tinggal. Sebenarnya ada tiga barat laut. Tiang tu belah kanan. Pun tiang tu condong. Kalau tengoknya. Coba kan. Di barat laut. Tiang tu belah kiri. Mata kita kat sini. Barat laut. Bayangkan angkat kat sini. So tiang ni kiri angkat. Tiang ni kan ini yang kanan. Macam betul. Yang ni opposite sama lah. Sama ada dulu dengan ni. Kita tengok pula daripada tu. Bayangkan kat sini. Yang kanan mana? Okey ke? Are you okay? Jawapan. Okay. The first information dulu From the northwest, your leaning tiang tu is at your right hand side, betul? Okay. Tengok this diagram. This is your this is you. Imagine that this is you. Ni barat daya. Kalau you salah barat daya, barat laut tu nanti memang salah lah jawapan. Ataupun kalau you teka mungkin betul. Okay. So imagine that this is your eyes. Okay. So kalau you pandang from northwest, your leaning flagpole tu is at your right. Okay. So kalau you tengok jawapan, so bayangkan mata semua kat sini. Bayangkan mata semua kat sini which is your northwest. Okay. So kalau mata dekat sini, tiang ni kat sini. So ini mungkin one of your answer. Boleh faham? Imagine that your eyes dekat yang medium highlight merah tu. Okay. But for B ni, for part B ni, you punya tiang dekat mana? Belah kanan ke kiri you? Ini mata. So tiang belah kiri. Ini tiang. This is your flagpole just now. So tiang belah kiri. So this is not exactly your answer. Ini memang bukan answer. So mata you dekat sini. Tapi tiang you belah kiri. Okay. So ni salah. Yang ni pun sama. Mata you dekat sini. This is your eyes. And then the flagpole is at your left also. So totally wrong. We tak represent the information. Okay. Part D. From this, your eyes is here. So your flagpole dekat belah kiri ke kanan ni? Kanan. So these two might be your answer. These two. Look at the last one. Yang ni kat mana ni? Tiang pula. Mata dekat sini. This is your eyes. And then your flagpole tu dekat sini. Kanan ke kiri? Kanan. Okay. So this one pun might be your answer. So kita dah cancel out two. Okay. From the second information, you are looking from the east. Okay. So where is your east? So kita tengok yang part E dulu. So you punya mata right now is here. So dekat mana you punya flagpole? Kiri. Is it kiri? So question mention right from its bottom point. So this is also not your answer. Yang ni pun sama. Kalau your eyes is here, yang tiang ni belah kiri. So ini pun bukan jawapan. So your real answer is E. Okay, faham? Ni logic question also. You don't have any calculation. Setakat ni okey kan? Kita go through slow je. Sebab kangaroo ni dia bukan some of the question is part of your syllabus, tapi some is logic question and some from your SPM syllabus. Okay. Okay, look at number 7. Question number 7. Let x is pi over 4. Which of the following numbers is the largest? Soalan dia simple je, satu line je. Which of the following numbers is the largest? Okay. And then x given to you pi over 4. So kalau you have calculator, you boleh teruskan calculator kan? Semua ni boleh je tekan calculator, tapi you don't use your calculator. So how can you answer this pattern of question? Logically, pi is what? Pi is 22 over 7. If you divide by 4, you akan dapat 22 over 28. Okay, 22 over 28 ni is proper fraction. What is proper fraction? Bawah besar atas kecil. So kalau proper maksudnya you punya value adalah 0 point something. Okay, dia akan dapat 0 point something lah. 0 point something. That is the proper fraction. So you have to know the concept of proper fraction. Contoh, kalau 0.2, kalau you kuasa 2. Cuba, ada bawa calculator tak? Ni Madam nak terangkan the concept. Ke tak bawa? Workshop pun tak bawa kan? Okay, 0.2 kuasa 2 dengan 0.2 kuasa 3. Yang mana lagi besar nilainya? Ada yang bawa calculator? Tolong kira. Kita nak faham konsep dulu. The first one tu, what is your answer? 0.04. Betul? 0.04. Betul? Okay, the second one? 0.008. Betul? So which one is more larger? 0.04. So kalau you have the power of something from the proper fraction, kalau you have power of 2, the answer is bigger than if you have power of 3. So what can you conclude? Kalau degree dia increase, what happened to your answer? Answer is decrease. Betul? Okay. So that is the degree. Sebab kalau tengok soalan jawapan dia, dia ada degree dan dia ada juga roots. Okay. So what happened to roots? Okay. Try to calculate square root of 2, square root of 0.2 dengan cube root of 0.2. Ni for those yang ada calculator, tolong Madam. Kita nak keluarkan the general concept. Boleh juga. Okay, cuba kira sikit berapa? Square root of 0.2? 0.45? 44? Tak dengar. 0.44? Cube root? 5? 8. Okay. So for the roots, if you increasekan the roots, what happened to the answer? Increase also. So kalau root is increase, the answer is also increase. Okay, ni kena highlight. This is the general term for the root and also the degree. So based on your answer here, dia nak apa? Which of the following number is the largest? Okay, it's the largest. So how can you find the largest? Cuba tengok degree first. Degree x power 4, x squared dengan x. Okay, so kalau degree you increase, your answer will be decrease. Okay, so yang ni yang paling kurang answer dia. Sebab degree dia paling banyak. Betul? Ni the lowest answer. So cancel out terus that answer. Ni the lowest answer that you have. Okay. And then for all the degree pun you kena cancel lah. Because for the degree, your answer will be decreased from the original value. So cancel out all the degree for x power 1, x power 2 and also x power 4. So the remaining answer is only D and E. So which one having the largest answer? Yang mana root yang tinggi? Square root or fourth root? Fourth root. Kalau root you increase, answer you pun increase. So which one is larger? D or E? E. That's why your answer is E. So kena faham konsep kalau proper ni. But if you have improper, contohlah kalau next coming exam ni, you have improper. So kalau improper fraction, if the degree is increased, the value is also increased. If the radical or roots is increased, the value is decreased. So they contradict with the proper just now. So boleh try out using number, any number. Okay, that is the concept that you have to know for the radical and also the degree. Okay, number 7. Okay. Okay, soalan last Belum ada pass over. Nak discuss yang mana? Okay, ni pun best juga soalan ni. Nombor 9. Nombor 11. Okay, nombor 9 lah last. Nombor 9 Okay, look at the question. What is the area of the triangle whose vertices are at PQ? Ni related to coordinate. Coordinate you tak cover lagi. Coordinate. Vertices are at PQ, 3PQ and 2P3Q, where PQ is more than 0. Okay, that is the only question. Okay, try to come up with the diagram. Locate the point. Where is PQ? So locate these 3 points. Sebab dia nak area of the triangle. What is vertices ni? What is vertices? Dia punya hujung, bucu dia. Bucu of your triangle. So you have that 3 vertices. Number 1, number 2 and number 3. Okay. Come up with the diagram. Benda nak tengok diagram dulu. PQ, the first coordinate. The second coordinate, 3PQ. And then the last coordinate is 2P3Q. You punya diagram tu dia mesti menghasilkan one triangle. Okay, dapat diagram? Diagram of the triangle, okay? Okay, and then the question asks, what is the area? Okay, so what is the area? So this is your diagram. Dapat ke the same diagram as madam? PQ is here, 3PQ and 2P3Q. So imagine that your x-axis is in terms of P and your y-axis is in terms of Q. So what is the area of the triangle? What is the formula? 1/2 times base. Base kita denote as, let's say, A times B. B the height ni, B. Okay. So what is your A distance? How can you find this distance? 3P minus P. Okay. So 1/2, 3P minus P is what? 2P. Okay. So 3P minus P is 2P. What is your B? Distance B? 3Q minus Q, which is 2Q. So just multiply 4PQ over by 2 is 2PQ. And then you have the answer. 2PQ. Okay, boleh? Okay. So the rest of the odd numbers tu kalau sempat nanti kita discuss balik. Madam pass over to Madam Nuraini dulu Okay, thank you. Tak turun. Nampak dia makan? Tak, macam tak keli. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, I am Madam Aini. Okay, so today I will discuss the even number, okay? Let's look at the question number 2, boleh? Okay, how many integers are in the interval 20 minus set 21, 20 plus set 21? Okay, remember you cannot bring your calculator kan? So set 21 to what's the values? How you want to know? So we know that 4 is equal to set 16, right? And 5 is equal to set 25. So set 21 is between 4 and 5 lah, means 4 point something. Jadi kamu tolakkanlah 20 minus 4 something is equal to 15 something, right? Means from 15 something until 20 plus 4 something is 24 something. So you must count how many numbers between 15 something ni until 24 something. Kira je lah, you kira manual je. Berapa? 15 boleh ambil ke tak? Tak boleh sebab 15 something. Dia mesti daripada 15 lah. Tak dengan 16. 16, 17, 24? 24 boleh ambil lah sebab 24 something kan. So ada 9. So jawapan dia A. So ini memang kena guna logik sahaja, okay? Use your logic. Okay, a cube with edge 1 is cut into 2 identical cuboids. What is the surface area of one of these cuboids? Kamu boleh lukiskan bentuk cube dulu. Okay. Edge dia 1 kan, maksudnya dia punya length is 1. Saya tahu cube is all the length is the same, right? So 1, so 1. Lepas tu dia kata apa? The cube is cut into 2 identical cuboid. So dia akan jadi cuboid macam ni. Okay, so cuboid ni dia nak cari je separuh je kan. What is the surface area of one of these cuboid? So this area ni. Surface area. So ada berapa area kat sini? Satu kan ni? Ini satu. Okay. So this is 1. So kalau half of 1 is 1 over 2, right? This is 1 over 2. So ada berapa yang the surface area yang macam tu? 1 here, lepas tu 2. Lepas tu kat bawah ni, kan yang ni? 3 and the other side here. So there are 4. So 4 times, okay, berapa dia punya area tu? 1 times 1 over 2, right? 4 times 1 over 2 times 1, right? One over 2 times 1. Okay, lepas tu plus dengan, okay, yang ni ada 2 kan? Depan ni dengan yang kat belakang ni. So how to find the area for this? 1 times 1 lah, betul? So there are 2. 2 times 1 times 1 is 1 lah. So bila kamu campurkan, this is 2 plus this also 2. So you will get 4. Okay. So soalan easy, masih lagi senang lah. Okay, boleh target ya soalan-soalan senang ni dulu kan.
Okay, clear soalan ni? Okay, next we go to question number 6. Okay, a rectangular sheet of paper has length x and width y, where x is greater than y. Okay, so kamu kira macam itulah, x is greater than y. The rectangle may be rolled to form the curved surface of a circular cylinder in two different ways. What is the ratio of the volume of the longer cylinder to the volume of the shorter cylinder? Ratio ni tadi macam tadi tu, okay? Proportion tu. Another name is ratio. So apa you kena buat? You have to find the volume of the longer cylinder. Lepas tu you have to find the volume of shorter cylinder. Then you divide. Okay. Kalau longer cylinder maksudnya apa? X ni lah yang dia punya dia punya line dekat sini. X dekat sini. So kita tahu bila kita gulung dia, when we roll the rectangle tu kan dapat circle kat sini kan. Okay, so kita guna formula ni, okay. Circumference of circle is 2 pi r. Okay, and then you want to find volume, right? Volume is for cylinder, formula adalah pi r squared h. Okay, kita dah tahu, okay, r squared ni macam mana dapat? You can derive from this formula, y equal to 2 pi r. So what is r? So r is equal to? Macam mana nak? Follow battery ke? Tak jadi. Betul lah battery. Jadi. Macam terus. Oh, okay. Tak dah. Okay, so from here you can find r. R is equal to y over 2 pi. So masukkan dalam sini. So kamu squarekan dia. Okay, h adalah dia punya tinggi kan? Height dia. So this is the h, that is x. That's why you got this. And then the shorter cylinder maksudnya y yang dia punya height dia. Okay, so macam ni. Okay, so sama jugalah. To find r, kita guna y over 2 pi. And then the h is equal to y. Sebab sekarang y yang rendah kan. Then dapat yang ni. You want to find ratio, means you divide je lah. Okay, you divide pi y squared over 4 pi squared kan. X. Divide by. Okay, yang ni. Pi x squared over 4 pi squared y. How to simplify? We change to multiply lah, right? So, pi y squared over 4 pi squared x multiplied by 4 pi squared over pi x squared y. Okay, simplify. You can cancel this. Pi also you can cancel. Y squared cancel dengan y ni. X squared cancel dengan x. So, apa yang tinggal? Y over x. So, check jawapan dia. The answer is, okay, y over x means y ratio to x lah. So, guna symbol ni ratio ni. Okay.
Adik kalau x to y boleh?
X to y apa?
Ratio x to y. Sebab dia
tak boleh, dia kena ikut ni lah. Sebab dia y over x. Jangan terbalikkan dia. Kena follow ni. Buat kat atas kan. So yang ni je kamu tukar jadi symbol ni. Okay, soalan number 6. Okay ya. Ada soalan ke? Any question class? Kelas pula. Kelas juga. Nanti kita akan bagikan yang ni, yang solution.
Kita lepas.
Okay, can I proceed? Okay, question number 8. Okay. how many 3-digit numbers form using only the digits 1, 3 and 5 are divisible by 3. You must use digits more than once. Yang ni kamu kena kenal lah how you want to know the number can divide by 3 when the total is 3 and factor of 3. Contohnya kan, kalau kamu campurkan 1, 3, 5 dapat apa? 1 plus 3, 4 plus 5, 9 kan? So 9 tu adalah factor of 3. So you boleh, maksudnya nombor tu boleh bahagikan dengan 3. Jadi sebenarnya ini medium trial and error je. Tak tahu formula dia apa sebab kita ada 1, 3, 5 kan? So kamu tuliskan. Ada formula dia? Okay, if the question said divisible by 5, you boleh guna calculator sebab dia hujung tu mesti 0 dengan 5. Tapi kalau divide by 3 ni, syarat dia total dia mesti 3 or factor 3 lah baru dapat jawapan dia. So daripada 1, 3, 5 tu kita listkan. Okay. First kali dia kata boleh repeated kan? So kita listkan 1, 1, 1. Sebab bila kalau 1, 1, 1 ni kamu campurkan dapat 3 kan? So kalau 3 boleh bagikan 3. Lepas tu apa lagi? 1, 1, 1, 1, 3, 5, right? Sebab kalau campurkan dapat 3, 4, 9. Lagi 1, 5, 3. Okay. Lepas tu dah habis dah 1, kita pergi pada 3 pula. 3, 1, 5. Okay. Lepas tu 3, 5, 1. 3, 3, 3. Okay. Lagi 5 pula. Kalau 5, 5, 1, 3. 5, 3, 1. 5, 5, 5. Okay. Rasa tak ada dah kombinasi yang lain. Sebab nombor ni kecil je, kita boleh try and error lah. So ada 9 je lah. 9 apa tu? 9. So jawapan dia 9 je sini. Okay. The answer is 9. Boleh faham tak? Kalau bagi 3 macam tu. Boleh tu bagi tu. Tapi nombor lain tu kamu kalau 2, 2 boleh kan? Kalau nombor tu boleh bagi 2 saja tu adalah even nombor lah kan? Even numbers. Kat belakang ni mesti nombor even baru boleh bagi kan? Divisible by 2. So nanti kamu tengok jugalah nombor-nombor yang lain belajar juga nombor-nombor yang lain untuk pembagian ni. Ada charger ke Balkis? Nak habis bateri. Charger iPad. Tinggal 5%. Okay, number 10. The parabola in the figure has an equation of the form y equal to ax squared plus bx plus c for some distinct real numbers a, b and c. Which of the following equation could be an equation of the line in the figure? So kita ada kuadrat parabola ataupun kuadratik lah ni ya. Okay, bentuk shape dia senyum. Okay, lepas tu kita nak dapatkan this straight line ni. Okay, equation dia. Okay, kita ada y equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay, dia kata apa dia? From the second derivative, the a value is obtained. Act as the determinant. Okay, bila kita buat derivative, when you find the first derivative tu adalah dia punya, apa dia panggil tu? Gradient kan, ax plus b tu. So bila kamu bezakan y, kamu dapat y prime equal to ax plus b. So gradient dia sebenarnya a lah, betul. So kalau kamu tengok dekat bawah ni, y equal to bx plus c, yang ni b kan. So yang ni salah lah. Yang a ni salah, okay. Yang b, cs plus b pun salah. Yang ni pun, okay. Yang ini, kenapa salah kat sini? Sebab dia punya intercept ni adalah C, betul? Kalau straight line, equation dia apa? Y equal to mx plus c kan?
dy dx ni, kalau you buat 2 kali dy dx, dia akan dapat dia punya gradient.
2 ke 1?
equation tu y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c kan. Jadi buat second derivative dia akan dapat a on. So a tu adalah nilai y-intercept tu.
Y-intercept.
Y-intercept pula dah. A tu adalah gradient dia. Gradient dia. Okay. So bila you tengok, sebab soalan apa? Which one of the following equation could be an equation of the line in the figure? So dia nak line equation straight kan? So line equation straight, C tu adalah you punya y-intercept. So cuba tengok equation yang given A, B, C, D. Yang mana having C as your y-intercept? A dengan D sahaja. So cancel out terus B, C dengan D. Sebab you punya y-intercept adalah C. Okay, so kita ada dua option je lah, sama ada A ataupun B. A ataupun D. So nak ambil yang mana? D lah as your answer sebab gradient yang kita cari from the second derivative tadi adalah A, nilai dia. Ini kena recall kat perbezaan.
And maksudnya x squared plus bx plus c tu pun kalau ikut kuadratik pun maksudnya dia still lagi intercept y-intercept. Sebab dia x sama dengan kosong, betul lah. Bila kamu samakan dengan kosong, kamu dapat y equal to c kan. Dan ni sebab bila kamu gantikan dengan 0 dekat x tu, you will get the y-intercept kan, that is c. So sama dengan untuk line tu, the straight line. Okay, so dah habis yang soalan easy. Okay, soalan yang seterusnya, question number 12 ni. If A is equal to 0, 1, union 2, 3 and B equal to 1, 2, union 3, 4, what is the set of all numbers of the form A plus B with A in A and B in B? Okay, so apa kita buat? Tadi set A is from 0, 1, union 2, 3 kan? And B is 1, 2, union 3, 4. Kalau A plus B tu, okay, kita campurkan je. Okay, yang dia punya value ni 0 plus 1. Lepas tu ni 1 plus 2. Then we have 2 plus 3, 3 plus 4. So, and then kita tukar dalam bentuk interval lah. So, 1. Okay, 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 2 is 3 kan? So ni 1, 3, 5, 5 right? 5, 7. Tapi kamu kena buat dalam bentuk ni lah. Maksudnya 1, 3, union, 3, 5, union, 5, 7. Union ni. So tengok jawapan 5, 1. 1, 3, union 3, 5, union 5, 7. Kenapa boleh buat macam ni? Sebab dia kan bersambung. 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 5, 7. Tapi sebab kamu nak buat interval macam tu, yang sama tu kamu kena ulang balik lah. 1, 3, 3, 5, 5, 7. Tadi saya lain nak explain. Boleh faham tak?
Tiga, boleh faham tak? Kalau tak faham, tanya je. Loading lagi.
Loading lagi, okey. Cuba tengok tu.
Elemen ni ada 4 je. 1, 3, 5 dengan 7. So daripada 1, 3, 5, 7 tu dia nak letak dalam set notation. Kalau nak nampak lukis apa number line tu kot. 1, 3, 5, 7.
Okay, ni yang 14 boleh ya? The first 1000 positive integers are written in a row in some order. And all sums of any three adjacent numbers are calculated. Okay, the first 1000 positive integers are written in a row in some order and all sums of any three adjacent numbers are calculated. What is the greatest number of odd sum that can be obtained? Okay, kita nak the first 1000 positive integers kan, maksudnya okay, yang jawab soalan ni kamu tengok jawapan je. Dia kata nak ada first 1000 positive integers. So jawapan yang kita ada 997, 996, 995, 994, 993 kan. Dia nak odd sum. So mana yang even sum tu kamu kena cancel lah. So mana yang even sum? 996 ni kan. But even sum tu adalah sama even number. So ini adalah bukan. So kamu cancel out kan dia. Okay, yang ni pun even juga. Okay, ada tiga pilihan jawapan. Dia nak yang mana? The greatest numbers of odd sum. So kamu campurkan ni. The greatest numbers of odd sums. Itu campurkan kan? 9 plus 9 plus 7 kan? Balkis ni. Ke sama odd numbers? Bukan berjalan terbesar hasil tambah ganjil yang boleh diperolehi. Hasil tambah ganjil. Apa yang bilangan terbesar hasil tambah ganjil yang boleh diperolehi. So yang paling besar 97 kan, memang direct je lah macam ni. I think kalau ditambah pun memang inilah yang besar kan. So kamu tengok yang paling besar lah. I think soalan ni nak faham dia senang tapi dia trick.
Hasil tambah yang paling besar adalah nilai digit yang semua besar lah. 97.
So kalau tak campurkan pun tak apalah sebab nombor tu yang paling besar kan. Tu ambil je nombor tu. Okay, ni agak mencabar soalan 16 ni. For a positive integer n, we do not buy Pn. The product of the digit of n. Pn tu maksudnya the product of the digit of n when written in decimal form. For example, P23 sebenarnya adalah 2 times 3 equal to 6. Maksudnya product of number 2 and 3. What is the value of the sum P10 plus P11 plus P12 plus until P99 plus P100? Dia nak cari the sum, the value of the sum. Kamu campurkan P10, P11 sampai P100. So apa yang you buat dulu? Kalau P10 tu maksudnya apa? 1 times 0 kan? So dapat 0. Kalau P100, 1 times 0 times 0. So dapat 0 juga. Okay, so maksudnya yang P10 tu plus P11 sampai P100 tu, sebab 100 tu kan kosong, so kita boleh ignore je lah. Okay, so yang P10 tu ignore. Okay, kalau P11 pula. Okay, kalau P10 tu adalah 1 times 0, right? Lepas tu kalau P11, 1 times 1. Kalau P12, 1 times 2. Betul? Sampailah last kali 1 times 9. Itu kalau start dengan number 1. Kalau start dengan number 2, start dengan 2 times 0, semua betul lah. Tapi yang 1 times 0 sampai 9 times 0 tu dapat 0 kan? So yang atas tu kamu tak kira. Sebab dapat jawapan dia 0. Kamu consider yang bawah aja. Okay, kalau 1 times 1, lepas tu 1 times 2, 1 times 3 ni semua ni bila kamu kirakan dia sebenarnya apa? Dia sama dengan 1 times, kamu factorizekan 1 tu. Lepas tu kat dalam tu adalah 1, dia macam ni. 1. Okay, ni bukan 1 kan? So kita keluarkan 1. Lepas tu 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 sampailah 9. So kalau kamu campurkan, kamu dapat apa? Yang 0 ni tak payahlah. Tak biasa. Kira 0 pun tak apa. Kira yang dalam je lah. So berapa tu? kamu akan dapat 45. How to get 45, kamu boleh kira manually atau boleh guna ni lah, panggil apa tu? Arithmetic apa? Janjang arithmetic tu. Janjang arithmetic apa formula dia? SN sama dengan kalau maths kalau BM janjang. A plus L je. Kita ada the first dengan the last. So N kita berapa? Yang 0 tak kira lah. From 1 to 9 tu ada 9 kan? 9/2. A kita 1. The last number is 9. So kita dapat apa? 9/2 times 10, right? So yang ni boleh cancel. So dapatlah 45. Ini kalau guna janjang arithmetic ataupun bolehlah kira manual. 1 tambah 2 tambah 3 tambah 4 tambah 5. Banyak juga tu kan. Guna ingatlah formula ni. Janjang ni formula ni. Okay, itu untuk 1. Lepas tu untuk 2 pula. Okay, untuk 2 macam mana? Okay. Okay, tu 1, maksud 1 kalikan 45 kan. Lepas tu campur dengan 2 pun samalah kalikan dengan 45. Campur sampailah 9 kali 45. Faham tak kenapa? Yang nombor 2 samalah kamu keluarkan 2, dalam dia 1 tambah 2 tambah 3 sampai 9. Itu adalah 45. Untuk 3 pun sama. Kita factorize 3, dalam dia 1 plus 2 until 9. So semua tu adalah sampai 9 times 45 lah. Okay, semua ada 45 kan? So kita factorizekan pula 45 tu. Kita factorizekan 45, dalam tu akan jadi 1 plus 2 sampai 9. Tadi kan kita kira kan, itulah 45. 45 times 45, kena kira manual lah. Tak ada calculator kan? Tadi kamu dapat 2025. Okay, ada soalan tak? Okay, tengok betul-betul. Tadi pendek pun adik masa juga nak faham benda ni. Okay. Ada soalan tak kelasnya ni? Everybody okay ke? Okay, kalau kita pergi pada soalan nombor 18. Tak apalah, kita KIV lah tu. Kan ada yang faham? Saya explain. Okay, soalan nombor 20 ni pun agak mencabar juga, tapi bolehlah faham logik. The last one The diagram shows 3 square PQRS. Yang first yang besar ni PQRS. TRVU yang ni ya, TRVU. And then kita ada UWXY yang kecil ni. They are placed together, each of each point P, T and X lie on the same straight line. The areas of PQRS is 36. Area dia 36, means side dia berapa? 6 dengan 6 lah, sebab dia square kan. Lepas tu, the area of TRVU is 16. TRVU 16 maksudnya, length dia adalah 4. Okay. What is the area of triangle PXV? Kita nak PXV. So yang ni. Yang ni yang dalam ya. Yang ni. You want this area. So how you want to find that area? Sebab triangle dia bukan triangle yang apa tu? Yang 90 degree kan? Bukan right triangle. So what you do is, kita gunakan ni. PZSV. Z tu yang ni ya. Z tu yang ni. This is Z. Between U and V tu, this is Z. So kita gunakan PZVS ni. Ni bentuk apa ni? Ni apa? Bentuk apa ni? Trapezium kan? Yang kat luar ni, kita nak dapatkan yang medalohik kan tu. So apa kita buat? Kita ambil trapezium tu, tolak dengan segitiga ni. Segitiga PSV. Tapi tak lekat lagi kan? Sebab lagi ni yang kecil ni ditambah pula dengan ZYX tambah lagi dengan YXV. So ni formula dia. Okay, now the problem is you want to find the length lah. Okay, untuk PS apa length dia? 6. SV 10. ZV from Z to V. From Z to V ni sebenarnya panjang Y dengan ni yang daripada tak boleh padam je lah. Okay, sekarang ni kamu nak kena cari panjang Y. How to find Y? Tadi kita kata PTX tu kan satu straight line kan? Maksudnya panjang PQ dengan panjang TW tu dia sama dengan, okay, PQ over QT tu dia sama dengan TW over WX. Okay, PQ over QT is equal to TW over WX. PQ is 6. Okay, lepas tu QT is 2, right? TW is 4 plus Y. And WX mana WX? WX is Y. So kamu selesaikan lah. Okay, tak silang. Dapat 6Y equal to 8 plus 2Y. So 4Y equal to 8, Y equal to 2. Dapat nilai Y. Okay, lagi nak dapatkan nilai daripada U to Z ni. Daripada U to Z yang kecil ni. Ya. You all nampak ke? Mana besar kat sekali. Ni. Okay, dapatkan nilai U to Z ni. From U to Z ni. So berapa value dia? Okay, kita boleh guna PQ over QT. PQ over QT yang ni is equal to TU over UZ. TU over UZ. Sebab kamu nak dapatkan nilai ni. Kan? So kamu gunakan yang ni bahagi ni bahagi ni, UV, TU bahagikan UZ. So guna ni. So PQ tadi 6, QT is 2 sama je macam yang sebelah ni. Tapi TU berapa? From T TU berapa panjang dia? 4. Okay, and UZ tu apa yang kamu dah tahu lah. Kamu tulis je UZ. So selesaikanlah UZ equal to 4 over 3. Kita tahu panjang-panjang ni gantilah kat sini. Okay, berapa panjang dia ni? From Z to V. From U to Z. Okay, ZV adalah sama apa? ZV adalah Y. Y berapa? 2 kan? 2 tambah dengan yang kamu tahu UZ. Tapi kamu nak nilai Z ke sini. So berapa nilai tu? Y 2 kan? 2 tolak dengan 4/3 lah. Betul tak kelas? Faham tak mencakap ni? Ya, boleh ikut lagi ke ni? Kena tepuk. Nampak tak ni? Yang ni kan, tadi kita dah dapat dah panjang daripada U ke Z tu adalah apa tadi? 4 over 3. Tapi sekarang kamu nak nilai yang ni daripada sini ke sini ni. Okay. So tolak je lah kan? Kamu tolakkan. 2 minus 4 over 3 dapat apa? 2 minus 4 over 3. You akan dapat berapa? 8 over 3, right? 4/3. Lepas tu tambah dengan 2 tolak 4/3 dapat saya buat ni. Betul dah 8/3. 6 tolak 4/3 tu dapat 2/3. Tu tambah dengan 2. Kenapa tambah 2? Sebab dia Y. Ada Y kat bawah ni. Ni nilai Y ni. So nanti kamu akan dapat panjang dia adalah ni sama dengan 8 over 3. So panjang apa tu? Luas-luas triangle apa formula dia? Kita nak area kan? You nak area. Okay, so area. Okay, first kamu guna formula ni lah. Triangle punya, triangle pula tu. Trapezium. Apa formula untuk trapezium? Ingat lagi tak? 1/2. 1/2. Lepas tu panjang yang ni kan, sisi 6 plus 8/3 darabkan dengan height dia 10. Ni untuk yang ni. Untuk trapezium tu. Selesaikan, nanti kamu akan dapat value dia adalah berapa tu? 26/3. Ni untuk trapezium. Lepas tu untuk triangle ni, PS berapa? PS is 6, SV 10. Okay, so boleh guna tolakkan dengan, okay, kira dulu ni. 1/2 times 6 times 10. Selesaikan, you dapat 30. Okay, untuk yang kecil ni, ZY. Tadi dah kira kan? Berapa tadi nilai dia? 2/3. 1/2 times 2/3 YX. YX is Y, that is 2. Dapat apa? So you akan dapat 2/3. 2/3. And last kali YXV ni, okay, this is 2, YX pun 2. Jadi ini 1/2, 2 times 2 kan? So kita dapat equal to 2. So masukkan je lah. 26/3 minus dengan 30 plus dengan 2/3 plus 2. Cuba kira. Dapat tak? Bukan 26/3 ni, salah kira ni. Ni sama dengan berapa tadi ya? PSB. Sekejap, ni salah kira ni. 130/3. Silap ni, bukan ni salah ni. Cuba kamu kira. Bila calculator kamu akan dapat 130/3 rasanya. Kan? 130/3. 130/3. Ni 130/3. Okay, 130/3 minus 30 plus 2/3 plus 2, kamu akan dapat jawapannya. Okay, ni 132/3 minus 28. Okay, bahagikan dengan 3, kamu dapat 44. Tak ada calculator kan, memang kena kira manual lah ya. So you will get 16. So jawapan ni C. Okay. Okay, I think that's all for today. Yang lain-lain tu kamu cuba. Okay.
Nanti yang soalan yang tak sempat discuss tu, the last workshop next Friday tu, Madam Rafiza akan discuss balance yang 3 workshop tu tak sempat discuss.